If you run a small business and you're paying for Claude Cowork, but every time you open it, it's still just like typing into a blank chat window and getting back answers that don't know your business or your customers, I've got news for you. You don't need 15 AI tools to run your small business. You need one plugin set up properly, and almost nobody is setting it up properly. Last month, I've launched a plugin called Claude for Small Business. 15 workflows, 15 skills, and it plugs straight into so much tech like QuickBooks, PayPal, Gmail. But here's the thing no one is showing you. Out of the box, to be honest, it's generic. It doesn't know anything about you. So when people install it, they want to workflow, they get a generic summary, and they think, this doesn't get my business. There is one button inside this plugin that fixes all of that. You click it, and the Claude asks you 4 questions about your business, and then it rewrites the entire plugin for you. It swaps the connectors, it reframes the skill, and it updates the config. You don't even have to do anything. I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. I did it live for my own consulting business, and the difference between the generic version and mine is night and day. I train corporate teams on Claude for a living. This is the same exact customization process, sized for a small business. Let's get into it. Go to Customize, click Plugins. I already have it here, but you won't. So let's pretend I don't have it. You click Plus, Browse Plugins, and then you type Small Business in the search bar, and it should come up here. Now, when you go in here, you install it. Mine says uninstall, because I've already installed it. You install it, and then if you click Manage, you will see this button here. It says Customize. This is what you should click. And when you say Customize, clicking on this will send you into a chat with Claude. That's what I did. And then now I'm going to show you the actual chat. This is the chat. So when I clicked that Customize button, it came here, and I said Customize a small business plugin for me based on my company. Just clicking that button will activate this prompt, will create and activate this prompt. So you don't even need to type the prompt, right? Because if you look at the small business plugin, it is not suited to everybody. Not everybody has QuickBooks or HubSpot or PayPal. People have different connectors. And the reason I'm hearing from a lot of people right now is this is not working for them because they don't know how to customize it. And it's just so simple by clicking that customize button after you've installed it. Clicking manage, customize, then you come into this chat. Now, when I came into this chat, Claude asked me quite a few questions, which unfortunately have disappeared now. But this is his thought process. He asked me, what is my payment system? And I said Stripe. So it's thinking the plugin comes with, can't remember, I think PayPal or something. Which one is mine? So it's going to swap that out for me. And then CRM, he asked me, what do I use to track customers? I said spreadsheet and the custom LinkedIn CRM that I built because it knows, it gave me options. Then it asked me what are the workflow areas that are priorities for this small business. And I said client and cash flow invoicing, lead scoring, and pipeline. So then it then says, I've read the full small business plugin is currently configured for a generic SMB with product sales, inventory, and retail workflows. Exactly. And that is why people are struggling with this plugin. It is so good, but people don't know how to use it. In case you're struggling, these are the steps you need to take, and these are the steps I took for myself. So it says your business, Byte of Brilliant, is a consulting services firm. So several of these skills need reframing. Exactly the position that a lot of people will be in, right? Then it nailed down the 4 areas. I use Stripe for payments. My CRM is a custom LinkedIn CRM as well as a spreadsheet tracker. And so it used 8 different tools by swapping out the connectors, customizing my business context across all skills. This plugin comes with about 31 skills and 15 connectors. Skills are basically how you want Claude to take a certain action. So it's like a domain expertise. Say, for example, let me just go in and show you actually. So these are the skills here. If you click see all, a ton of skills, right? So the first one is a business pulse, which produces a 1-page cross-functional snapshot for your business, your cash position, your your sales trend, your pipeline movement, and this week's commitment. So any meetings you may have, anything that is urgent for you to watch out for. So these are all the skills. They are a total of, I think, 31. And then it also has connectors. These are all the connectors here. And some of these may not be what you use, right? So these are probably need to install because mine is Stripe. I don't use QuickBooks. I use PayPal sometimes. I don't use HubSpot. And then your emails. So if you click manage and you click customize, it will go through that chat and it will customize all this for you. So now it's actually done because this is the progress list. It read the plugin skill, it customized it across all the skills, it swapped the connectors, very easy. You don't have to do it, Claude does it for you. And it updated the MCP config to reflect my actual tool, which is the MCP config is the model context protocol, which just means it's like a USB that allows Claude to speak to other tools. And that config obviously would have had the original connectors that Anthropic shipped the small business plugin with. And so even though it swapped the connectors, it needs to update that config. That's what is done in number 3. And lastly, it packaged the customized plugin as a plugin file. I think I might probably need to save it. So now it says it's packaged it. Here's my customized small business plugin. Here's what's changed. Stripe is now the primary payment revenue source. It used to be PayPal and QuickBooks, which I don't use. So in case this is your own stack, as long as you answer those questions, Claude will connect those for you. But I think you also need to save the plugin at the bottom here, and you need to install the connector. So don't forget to do that. So here it says it has baked in. Oh, actually, see, this two we didn't even discuss, but it knows because I use ConvertKit for emailing audience, and I use Blotato for scheduling social media. So it's also added that to this plugin, which is fantastic. I didn't even have to tell it. And it kept QuickBooks as optional, and PayPal and Square removed it as a primary source because I don't use it. And then the business context, which I think is why a lot of times you may find that this small business plugin doesn't work for you. It says the knows that I sell AI audits, workshops, consulting with and digital products, and the lead triage scores for C-suite AVP buyers at US companies with 50+ employees. Monday, Friday brief reports. Because I said, okay, the third thing you asked me was if Monday/Friday briefly reports were important to me. And yes, it is, because at the beginning of the week, I want to know what is coming. And at the end of the week, I want to know what we've achieved or what we've done. So rather than SKUs, which are stock keeping units, which is basically an item that you are selling in your store, because the plugin is so retail focused. If you have an e-commerce store, which I used to have, it swapped out SKUs for my services that I provide. Something very important that you need to do. And then the content strategy uses B2B consultant seasonality, which is Q1 budget flush, Q3 pre-year-end spend, and then margin analyzing, not product COGS. So when I used to sell products, I used to really focus on COGS, which is your cost of goods sold, because the materials had to be accounted towards the cost. But for services, it literally almost non-existent. It's just my time. And invoice chase drafts, he's going to use Gmail. So it's fantastic. So now I can save the plugin. So this is now customized to me. So these are the steps that I encourage you to take. I'm going to go into manage. I can show you what it looks like. So now you'll see that there's an original Anthropic small business plugin, and there's now my uploads. See all the skills I still have. I still have quite a lot of skills. I don't think I need this skills. So he's kept all the skills, and because it feels like maybe one day I want to post a job, I want to handle complaints from a customer. These are the Friday brief skills, CRM maintenance, which is keeps the LinkedIn CRM and spreadsheet tracker current. I think what Claude didn't tell me to do, which I think I should do, is the connectors. So now these are my connectors. So it's not the generic one. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm not doing this to install Stripe. My Gmail and calendar is installed. I don't use DocuSign, I don't think. And then my Google Drive is already installed. So that's that. Okay, now we are going to just do a very simple test to make sure the connectors are working. We're going to do a Monday morning brief. Monday. Let's test out the morning brief. Now that we have the small business plugin customized, it's running the scale, and you can see right there the context. It says Monday morning brief, and you can see it's right under the small business plugin. This was the plugin customizer that we used to actually customize the plugin for ourselves. So when you run that first prompt, this is what you should see at the side. So that was the whole setup process. You install the plugin, you click customize, you answer 3 questions, and Claude rebuilds the entire plugin around your business. I'm going to go deep on the individual workflows in upcoming videos. There's a Monday morning brief prompt that I can run, invoice chasing, content strategy, all of it step by step. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And if this helped you actually get this plugin working, like the video so that YouTube will show it to more small business owners who need to see this. And tell me in the comments below what workflow you want me to break down first. See you in the next one.